When there have been cycles of hurt in the context of your marriage and it feels like your spouse doesn't care, they're processing things differently, they seem so far away, they keep hurting you with your words, it can feel oftentimes like you're much more in the right. Usually there's a lot of clash between husband and wife there that's happening behind the scenes. But when people get in that place, it feels like what they need is someone to correct their spouse. And so often they're going to go to a mentor at church, another couple, they're going to go to their pastor, they're going to go to a counselor. And what they're hoping for a lot of the time is that that person is going to correct their husband and wife. And that just does not work. Usually, when there's two hurting people, and when you have two sinners that are in a context of the marriage, every time you have two sinners married, there are two sinners that are married, right? And so what happens is when you get someone that tries to come in between and tries to play judge and jury and tries to play the referee and pointing out where you're wrong and pointing out where you're wrong, it doesn't encourage you, it doesn't bless you, it doesn't fill you with hope, it doesn't fill you with encouragement. If anything, even if there's a few moments where there's like, ooh, he corrected her there, or he corrected him there, it can feel a little cathartic, it can feel like, oh my goodness, I'm justified here, but that does not bring any healing. And the truth is, so many pastors, so many quote unquote helpers out there believe that they need to do that they need to jump in the middle of it, that they need to play judge and jury, point out who's right, who's wrong, and that therefore there's going to be some sort of healing that comes that way. It does not work. It doesn't work. And guys, what I want to tell you today is that there is a different pathway forward of trusting God, allowing God to do work in your own heart and in the context of your marriage. Walking in hope, walking in encouragement, having someone like Rachel and I come alongside you or come alongside you as a couple and bring a lot of encouragement. Not there to be like, oh, you did something wrong and you did something wrong, as if there's going to be any type of encouragement, hope, or healing that comes from that. But imagine if you could have a team come alongside you and say, brother, is that really true? Sister, I know you've been hurting there, but what else could be true in this situation? When you have an advocate that brings encouragement and hope and a different perspective and helping you to understand where your husband's coming from, where your wife is coming from, it's amazing what can happen. One person we were speaking to recently, it was like, my husband, he went through grief in our family this way, and it made no sense to me. He seemed to just not care. In reality, what was going on is in his own way, he was processing that hurt and pain. He wasn't doing it in a way that connected with her, of course, but that doesn't mean that he was wrong. So often, husbands and wives can deal with so many different issues like parenting. You can see things from two totally different perspectives. And of course, you should. And people say, well, my husband's so different than me. My wife is so different than me. That's exactly how God designed it, because God knew that your kids need a mom and a dad, two unique perspectives. Same thing in a marriage. You need two people with two unique perspectives to bring to the table. And when you have a solution that is anchored in hope and encouragement, everything can change. But if you're looking for judge and jury, first of all, that's not us. And second of all, that doesn't work. But if you're ready for some transformation, ready to do something different, reach out and book a call at turnaroundmarriage.com/call. We'll speak soon.